Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's update on COVID-19 in Alberta. With us, as always, is Dr. Dina Hinshaw, Chief Medical Officer of Health for the province. Dr. Hinshaw will provide a brief update, and then we'll open the floor to questions.
Thank you, Tom, and good afternoon, everyone. We have now administered approximately 152,000 doses of vaccine in the province. Contact tracing remains essential to our ability to keep Albertans healthy and to keep driving our cases downward. To be successful in containing COVID spread, contact tracing relies on a partnership with Albertans who test positive or who have been exposed to COVID-19. Unfortunately, recently, we have seen a small but significant increase in the number of people who aren't participating with the contact tracing process. Up to December, less than 1% of our confirmed cases didn't answer the phone or return calls from contact tracers. Since then, we've seen a concerning rise in those we can't get a hold of, 1.9% of all cases in January and 1.3% so far in February. In addition to this, there has also been an increase in those who were initially willing to speak to contact tracers, but then later unwilling to provide the necessary information needed for us to follow up with contacts. When this happens, public health follows up multiple times to try and obtain the details they need and sends written notice of information requirements under the Public Health Act for those who still do not provide the necessary information. But this leaves gaps that COVID is happy to fill.
But this leaves gaps that COVID is happy to fill.
But this leaves gaps that COVID is happy to fill. I know that we are tired of this pandemic, and we all want to ease restrictions as soon as possible and get back to the lives we led a year ago. It may be tempting to think that not providing information will make COVID go away. Unfortunately, the opposite is true. Trying to ignore COVID and not participating with contact tracing only pushes back the day we can ease restrictions further.
Trying to ignore COVID and not participating with contact tracing only pushes back the day we can ease restrictions further.
By giving the virus the opportunity to spread farther and faster without being stopped. By working with contact tracers, you're helping prevent spread in the province. You're also helping to ensure that you don't spread the virus to others and that those around you don't pass it on to someone who might trigger an outbreak or end up in the hospital. Contact tracing relies on cooperation. It is a partnership that benefits everyone. Given how easily this virus can be passed on, even a handful of individuals not cooperating can lead to significant spread quickly, which puts our ability to keep easing restrictions at risk. To be clear, the vast majority of Albertans who are contacted still continue to do the right thing and participate fully with the contact tracing process, providing names and contact information for those who could have been exposed. This partnership is an act of kindness that benefits all of us. Right now, with lower new case numbers than we have had for several months, contact tracing is one of the best ways we have to reduce transmission and lower our new case numbers, which means it is one of the best ways for Albertans to support progress towards easing additional restrictions in the future. If you test positive for the virus, or if you are exposed, please cooperate fully with the contact tracers. If you know someone who is tested positive or who has been exposed, please support them and encourage them to do the right thing. We all have a role to play in minimizing any shame or blame in contact tracing to make it as effective as possible.
We all have a role to play in minimizing any shame or blame in contact tracing to make it as effective as possible.